What's going on, everyone? RexBebop back again, and Grunge finally ended last night. Apparently, this was a 3-episode show. And as far as FLCL sequels go, this has got to be the worst. And I'm warning you now, this is probably the most, this is going to be the most negative I'm going to be when it comes to talking about FLCL sequels. Because I'm the type of person that actually was okay with progressive, and I liked alternative. And seeing what shoegaze is coming out with, especially with adult Kana added to the mix, I'm like, okay, this actually seems kind of decent from what they're doing, and the animation isn't complete garbage. But grunge? No, I've had it out for grunge since I first looked at it. I genuinely tried with grunge, but as the story they told for this, I am this has to be the worst sequel to FLCL that they've done so far. And you expect me to believe that everything got touched up within a 3-episode time frame. If it was stretched up to 6 episodes, it probably would have made a little bit more sense and everything would have been able to breathe a little more. But had you guys went for the, okay, let's put everything into just 3 episodes for this and then just piss off, why even bother with this? And the animation, my god, the 3D was absolute booty. Okay, and there was only one shot when homegirl's looking at the sky, right, with the katana in her hand, and that's it. That's like the most best shot so far. That's like the best shot for it. Other than that, no, I cannot get on with this daggone animation at all. And now for everything else, what story they told with them trying to get out of the city with everything going on, it's just like, okay, it's just whatever. And as far as the last episode goes, it's just like, it was just amping up to what was going on with Shin's episode in the first episode, with where we got to from here, because everything was just hit the gas pedal like in the last 10 minutes of the first episode. Now we know why. They basically just speed ran an entire thing with this. And we got Rock Dude's backstory. It was the episode 2 and his brother and everything. I don't remember these characters' names because that's how much of a little bit of impression that they made on me, except for Shin. Shin's easy to remember. But yeah. It's like, okay, and episode 3 was just like a homegirl not accepting the robot caretaker as her caretaker, yet unknowing it was her mom's brain inside the robot anyway. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why didn't the dad just say, like, oh yeah, that's your mom in there, because she was on her deathbed, I pretty much transferred her brain over to the robot, so yeah, could you ease up a bit with not liking her, instead of just like not saying anything about that at all. And you would think like, oh, maybe this is important. You would think like, yeah, that's her mom in there. But no, we don't do that. Apparently she met Haruko and helped her out with the Vespa and everything. Help her like repair the Vespa. It's not really said like, did she get all the parts from it, or did it get destroyed along the way when she went there, or anything like that. Now the ending. I'm gonna say this right now. I don't like the idea of the blue Rickenbacker coming from Shin. Now, the blue Rickenbacker was Haruko's main guitar in season 1. Now, it's coming from Shin's head. I don't like the fact that this would pretty much serve as a prequel, because Adamask disappears, Medical Mechanica leaves, and Haruko leaves with it, along with her blue Rickenbacker and her Vespa. So you're mean to tell me that in season 1, she does all this, and how she gets her Rickenbacker was from Shin. So Grunge would serve as a prequel to season 1, which I am not jiggy with at all. I don't like the idea that this was first before season 1. in my own headcanon, this is just like a alternate universe at this point, especially with the animation. They really tried to get away with doing a little the manga panels and the little animation touches when Haruko's not paying attention to people and all that. You know, the Haruko-esque stuff that she does. Yeah, it's just, why do this? Grunge is just a head scratcher to me in all forms, man. If it wasn't for the pillows, okay, and new renditions of tracks that we've heard before and all that, I would say this is just an absolute, like, this would just be an absolute hit piece. And it kind of is, but again, the pillows being the people who make the music is basically the only thing that saves this from anything for me. It's still the worst sequel by far. This is still the worst sequel. Now, don't get it twisted, but in terms of like musical quality, the pillows bring it like every time. You can't like mess up that. They cannot mess up. It's everything else that pretty much goes to the wayside and pretty much gets pissed on. Now, I'm glad Grunge is 3 episodes because I don't have to stomach it anymore, because it's just like, okay, this pretty much exists and I don't know why it does. Honestly, shoegaze is what we probably should have started with first, because honestly, with what I've seen in the promo, it locked me in with just in the first few seconds than Grunge ever did. Grunge, I'm asking question after question. Shoegaze, I'm like, okay, dog, kinda. It looks accurate. It looks what it's supposed to look like. And I like the idea of 2 teenagers getting up in mischief, and maybe Haruko is that girl that is with the dude. So I like this new approach that they're doing because I liked how Alternative did it. It felt like an alternative. It wasn't like we were retreading with the same thing. That is the thing about progression that kind of was just okay for me. Now with Grunge, it did just like, okay, we're hitting beat after beat after beat. It's too many nods of season 1, and now I know why. Because apparently, at least that's how I'm taking it, this is pretty much a prequel to the first season, and I don't like that. So no. Anyway, let's just see how Shoegaze goes. I'm not gonna keep y'all here. Tell me what y'all liked or didn't like about Grunge, because I don't see like many people like being too high on Grunge either. But yeah, it's really definitely the worst FLCL sequel, like by far. Like I don't think like Shoegaze can come close to like. I think it will like repeat like Alternative's goodness of Alternative, but other than that, no, this Grunge is definitely the worst out of the sequels so far. Now, I hope Shoegaze is kind of it, because it's just like there's not many places left you can kind of go with FLCL with how Shoegaze is kind of set up. But yeah, that's it. I'm getting out of here. RexBebop signing out. Peace. See you when I see you.